Welcome to Motor City Comic Con 2015!
Well, the question there is how challenging is it when no one sees your face? Well, I think it's probably a good idea to dismiss my face. It's really, there's no difference at all whether someone, if I had the helmet on, you're still giving the same performance on it. But it was a lovely job for me because it virtually, literally, after doing the play at night, 2.5 hours, it gets funnier later. When you say challenging, it is challenging in one way, but I was terribly lucky because it was such a great outfit. People are more likely to look at the outfit than look at me. And so that it works. It was the best job I think I've had for a long time. Very extremely lucky. Any more questions from this side? Yes.
Experience, did you say it's easier to act without lines or with them?
With my experience, it's easier to act with lines or without. It's probably better without, don't you, after tonight's performance? No, but it's terribly difficult. You can get a certain play, certain lines, and they don't work. For you, they don't work. But sometimes you think you don't do too much. If you've got no lines, you just subtly just weave your way in. So it's good fun. Oh, sorry, I thought that was a hand going, wasn't it? Just, can I ask the lady at the back? She had one question. How dare you? Sorry?
We can't hear you very well back here.
No, you can't. With that, Mike, thank you. Thank you for that. That's special effects.
The dark side rules.
Thank you for that. That was an intelligent thing to say, because I thought you could hear me. Can you hear me now at the back? Oh, thank you. It's like. Right, sorry, what was that last question then after? What was the last question before we had Ben? Oh, that was you.
The question was, is it easier to act with lines or
Yeah, with lines or without. I think it's easier without lines. I think you can express yourself much better by just concentrating on the one sentence. Much easier. But now, the other thing which everybody should do once a year is to quote Shakespeare, because Shakespeare is good if you speak it at a nice pace. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Oh. Is that interesting, that book? It might be dreadful again. It might be thrown out of theatres for years. No, sorry, I'm telling you a joke. Thanks for setting it up there, that was good. Now, any more questions? Yes, Brian.
When you were on set, were there any complications with the suit, whether it be, vision or, keeping everything together while you were moving, anything like that?
No, that's a good question. Yes, there are. I mean, a lot of problems with that, because after just 2 minutes, you start thinking this jetpack is pulling me back, because you're unbalanced. It is actually very difficult. And then every now and then they take the helmet off and damp you down with chamois leather, just to make you cool, and then the jetpack would go back on and you would go, oh, so it's not one of those where he's darting around like the Green Arrow. You can't do it with the Boba Fett outfit. You just have to do that sort of marching to make it look fierce. But I found it so difficult. Why they chose me to play the part, I just don't know. But it is that where you come in and you're waiting, maybe they're setting up a shot, and suddenly you're going back again. And I said, look, this is slightly awkward. He said, no, it's all right, Jeremy, don't worry, it'll get better, we'll do something. And it was so top-heavy, but in the end I said, right, I'll just concentrate on getting it absolutely straight. When I think of it, why they chose me, I really don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. Right. Yes, sir?
I was 12 when Empire came out, and the next day after school, everybody's talking about Boba Fett. And it became this cult of Boba Fett. When did you know you were part of a cult, or the leader of a cult?
Well, I still am a member of the cult.
The Boba Fett cult.
You're the leader of the cult.
No, it's fun to be, because I think I'm extremely lucky, as I said before. And it is, when they re-released the films, I think it was 1978, they re-released all the first three. And that is when the popularity started to go, when people said, are you Jeremy Bulloch, you played Boba Fett? Oh, I can't believe. Walking down the street, you'd be going, hello, I saw you in a television thing, but what, I've seen you before, I've seen you in that Boba Fett outfit. So that's the conversation that happened for long time. And there is something about the costume. I don't have to do too much, as you saw earlier on. There's that thing where you just stand still. And that's what I used to do. And Boba Fett's that's what you have to do, stand absolutely still, which he's doing. And that's what's so lovely about a part. You stand there and just chill. They say, are you comfortable, Jeremy? I said, yeah, I think so, don't worry, no, I'm fine, don't worry. So I used to make all these things up. It was great fun. Really nice to be invited. Yes, Tommy Cooper.
Was it weird being around American accents?
Was it weird being around American actors? No, yeah. Oh no, sorry, I thought you said it's the sound in here, which is great. No, it was great. I met Carrie Fisher and Mark, but I never met Harrison Ford. Although, no, a lot of people think you would have done, but he was in none of the scenes that I was in, and he did that thing in the carbonate. But he was, and he just said something, oh, it's all right for you, isn't it? He said, I've got to walk and do it. And he was sort of chatting away to you. But he's a very nice guy, and what's happened to him recently, I think there aren't many people who would have got out of the terrible things that happened to him, the crashes. And he's a brilliant pilot. And again, you know, I mean, he got away with it. So it's a nice man, though. And I hope to meet him when they bring the new film out. So I can say, Your Majesty. Who's the next question?
How much did you know about the story of Star Wars?
How did I know much about the stories of?
How much did you?
How much? I didn't have a script. Ever. None of us knew anything about their lines or anything at all. We didn't read anything about the films until you were well into shooting it. So it was a lot. Yes?
How did it feel when you finally saw the movie after having read it?
That's a good question, because you never think about that. Well, when I saw the movie, I thought it was, Empire Strikes Back especially, I thought it was a really good film. And it's funny, you still, after all these years, you still go, oh, I was actually quite good in that scene. The rest of it, I was absolute rubbish. But I like the move. And you talk to yourself. You think, I like that move. Oh, here comes the line, put Captain Cargo in the solo. So that used to come up, and that became a running gag. People used to laugh and say, go on, do the line again. I said, I can't, because they'll think I'm mucking about, which I was. But that was, it was a fun film to be on, and all of us worked in the theatre together, a lot of us, and they're saying, what was it like there? You had an extra day. We were like little kids with candy and just shrieking, going, oh, I'm in a film, I've got 2 more days, yes. It was really good. Sorry, yes, again.
How would you have felt if you were in one of the other movies too?
Was I, which in the other, Empire Strikes Back and then Return of the Jedi? Return of the Jedi I was sort of disappointed because I knew my bit of filming was coming to an end. They didn't know, and it was the end, and everyone, all the Ewoks are singing, and I just think the ending of that film, Return of the Jedi, where they're all dancing, it went on forever. But then the camera should have swung round, and then they go into the trees like that. The camera goes further into the trees, and you see the glint of Boba Fett's helmet. That should have been the ending. Try to change it. Yes, sir.
Do you mind there are so many differences between the Empire Strikes Back costume and that costume?
Yes, it's funny because people ask this question about the outfit of Boba Fett, which is green. Everything is sort of greeny thing. And the other one, you have the, yes, that's what it is, the end, that's Empire Strikes Back. The next one has maroon gauntlets, and people say, why do they do that? Well, he's clever, he's collected different stuff over the years, and but I prefer the original, the all green. Good question. Yes, sir?
There have been some rumors floating about that there might be a Boba Fett solo movie. I'm just curious where your thoughts would be.
Boba Fett? Do you mean Boba Fett and Han Solo, or do you mean Boba Fett solo movie? Oh, Boba Fett, yeah. No, there's rumours about spin-offs. There'll be something to do with Boba Fett or something. But until it happens, which would be probably next year, they'll start thinking about it. It'll be a long way off. But it'd be nice to, I'd love to just go down to the set, which I'm sure they would say, would you like to come down and watch? You know, because by the time it comes out, I'll be far too old to leap about. And I used to be an amateur footballer. I can't do all that anymore, running down the thing and flicking the ball up into the top net. Oh, it has gone in, yes. But no, I love the work that we do. It's, you know, you always think, if only we could go back, which is a silly thing to do, go back and then say, this was the scene where I said, put Captain Cargo in the solo. Oh, you're not going on to that one again. But, no, that is, filming is fun. Theatre is far harder work. You know, getting that same performance every single night, but great fun. Let's right to the back now.
Did you keep any memento from that time?
Are you suggesting that I took something from the street? Yes. Well, actually, if I'd been a thief, I would have taken all the costume. I would have actually packed it, but it's not in my nature. And later on, the dented helmet built a suit like that for me. So I wear that, not walking down the street, but I wear it for charity. There's 3 times a week that you raise money for the local hospital. And it's quite fun to be back in the outfit. You know, occasionally you can walk around and say, put Captain Cargo. Oh, no. So, what if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me. So it reminds you of everything. And you never, I will never forget the time that I had on the Star Wars films. Terrific. Great bunch of people, great technicians, everybody. And after all that, great fans. Because that's what they say, what is the difference between Star Wars fans and Star Trek fans? And the answer is Star Wars fans have jobs. It's true. Sorry if I'm offending anyone. Yes.
When you were in the flying scene in Return of the Jedi, we had to jump from one ship to another, and you filmed in the Rancor pit. Or was it Sarlacc pit. Was that you or was that a stunt double?
No, the stunt guy did a terrific job. I mean, there were 4 stuntmen who got injured doing the rolling into the silent pit. And all that, and because of, well, you don't see many actors doing roles done like that. You do a fight, a sword fight, you're taught how to do that way, way back. But it's a good question, because the silent pit
They also did it flying from ship to ship?
flying to ship to ship.
Oh, okay.
And then he came down, the first stuntman came down and really ripped his knee apart. Then ankle went on a second one. So you can imagine if I'd done it, they'd be saying, "Are you all right? More coffee, please." You know, I mean, it's dangerous.
Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.